Let me read this story. I think this story has a little bit to do with, and by the way, we appreciate you for being vulnerable and emotional here on the podcast and telling us about Can we get him a nice, new International Version Bible for the guy as a gift? So here's a story from Good Men Project. Women are not choosing bad men. Men are choosing to be bad, okay? I like Steve Harvey. I like him as a person, as a character, but as a dating coach, I don't know. I watched a clip of him from last YouTube, and on it, a young woman expressed she was struggling to find a good man. Steve Harvey's solution: well, why don't you stop dating bad ones? The advice was so brilliant, I started sharing the kind of wisdom with men when they complain about their dating woes with women. Oh, she cheated on you. Well, why did you date a cheater? Oh, the woman you ask out won't date you. Maybe stop asking out women who aren't attracted to you. Somehow the men got angry about the dating advice. They found that it's kind of dismissive and thoughtless. Of the guys I fell in love with, I don't regret dating them. And I probably would fall in love with a similar man in the future. I didn't date the abusive liar or the guy who didn't understand sexual boundaries. I date them anyways. So the moral of the story is the following. So is the idea of dating a bad guy, like, man, I'm attracted to these guys, is that what they're looking for, and is that what they marry?
You
From a pastor, why don't you take the lead first?
Man, I'm not a pastor, bro. Pastor don't worry, chill like this. But I'll say this. So, bad women, bad men, right? We want what we want. However, there are some key things that women are attracted to, and these traits some of these bad guys have. And let's be real here, right? There's not really a lot of men today. These guys are just wake up, go with the flow. They're not really being men. So as a result, most masculine men are guys that are like bad boys, outlaws, guys that are doing like crazy stuff. And those guys turn on by that. It's the truth. No matter how you look at it. You can tell them, hey, you know what? This guy's good for you. He's going to take care of you. Now I want a guy I'm going to have fun with, have a good lifestyle. So as a result, women are going to naturally go towards those guys. Now regarding bad guys, I would say guys are who they are, and they'll let you know up front. So you choosing a bad guy, you literally know what you're getting into. But guess what? Their emotions, what they think is possible, how they could change the guy, they'll give it a shot. And as a result, they go into these bad scenarios, and then they say, oh, he hurt me. But you saw the red flags at the very beginning, but guess what? He looks good, he's tall, he's crazy, I'll give it a shot. I might be able to change him.
But you were saying about being a bad guy. I mean, isn't it easier to be a bad guy than it is to be a good guy? I mean, if you're a good guy, you're going to school, you're working out, you're working on your career and stuff like that. You're spending time, maybe if you're a single father or something like that with your kids. I mean, that is something that's considered, honorable and something that you're doing. But to be a bad guy, you just be a jerk and, just don't even have any thought process. I mean, what do you think about that as far as, Adam, you're single. You can comment on that.
Well, what they're talking about, I think there's three types of guys when it comes to cheaters. There's number one, serial cheaters. They don't, whether they're upfront about it, whether it's hidden, whether they're like, look, I'm a polygamist, I'd like multiple chicks, or whether they're just like kind of do it in secret. So that's number one. That's the serial cheater. Then there's the number two, there's the opportunist. Well, look, I wasn't planning on cheating, but I'm here at a business trip in Vegas, and some chicks talking to me, and it's like,
whoops, phone the pussy.
What is it? Exactly. Whoops, how that, different area codes, whatever it is. So that's an opportunist. And then there's the number three person. It's like, I would never.
Yeah.
I would never. And then that person, I would never, when they meet that opportunity, it's whether they will or they won't.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of define most men. But it's, most men are in that number two category. They're not complete scumbag cheaters, liars, and they're not 100% I'll always be faithful for the rest of my life. They're opportunists. And if the opportunity meets a woman, and
the thing is that so there's attractive guys and there's arousing guys. And the thing is that a lot of women are really focused on the arousing guys, especially when they're younger and more attractive, and they can actually negotiate for these higher status men that are actually arousing. Because the thing is that as women make more money and become more successful and have their own career, they don't necessarily care about provisioning as much, especially when they're younger and more attractive. It's like, okay, does this guy do it for me? Does he arouse me? Does he do it for me, like, mentally? And unfortunately, the things that make you arousing to a woman, a lot of the times also are terrible traits to have when it comes to a long-term relationship. You're not being non-committal. You're not showing her that much attention. You're treating her like crap. You're putting her like on the 6 on your priority list of everything else. And these things make you arousing to women because women respect men that don't necessarily chase their validation, and the woman has to chase their validation. And that's for you as a guy, that's exactly where you want to be. You always want the girl chasing you, feeling like she's getting the best deal, because that's what's going to keep her in check. That's going to keep her giving you the best treatment, not cheating on you, not doing stupid shit, because she's like, damn, okay, I'm fighting to get this guy. I know he has other girls. This is what arouses me. But from a relationship standpoint, it's terrible. But here's the problem: women are slaves to their emotions. If a guy makes her feel a certain way, right, and takes her through the emotional roller coaster, she's gonna go ahead and side with that guy. So the thing is that a lot of girls, I'm just gonna be honest, don't like to take accountability for the type of men that they pick. And I tell girls all the time, if you're gonna date a man that's attractive, tall, has money, whatever, be prepared to share him. But a lot of sexually, I mean. And a lot of girls don't want to hear that. No, I want him to be monogamous to me. Men ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. Why can't he just be loyal? Male loyalty and female loyalty is completely different. Male loyalty is he going to protect you in times of danger? Is he going to provision for you? Is he going to take care of you? Female loyalty is sexual fidelity. But again, we're going back to how women think men or women are the same. They think, well, you should also exercise sexual fidelity. No, men and women are different. For a guy, right, we show our loyalty differently than you do. You show your fidelity by not fucking other people. I show my fidelity by being willing to die and protect you. Right? But a lot of girls don't understand that, and they don't like it. And I've always said it. As a man goes up and up the socioeconomic totem pole, the more rare of a catch he is, the higher the likelihood he's going to cheat on you. And it's kind of this delicate balance that girls don't understand as a catch-22. You are going to become a slave to the very man that you want, but you don't have any negotiating power. And that's another thing women forget too, is that as you go up the totem pole, as a woman, you lose leverage. You're not able to control this guy the same way. But here's the problem. That's what women are aroused by. They want a guy that they can't control. But then they get mad when they don't have the control, but then they come and run it back to him. This is why toxic guys do so well, because women can't necessarily control them, but that guy can control their emotions.
But men also have some sort of epiphany moment. Like, let's take a look at the George Clooney's of the world, or even the Leonardo DiCaprio's of the world, or the Derek Jeters. They're, there's baseball diamonds.
Yeah.
You've seen these things, the Derek Jeter's hit list, and it's like so-and-so in left field, and Halle Berry in center field, and, the name after name after name, model after model. But at some point, even a man will say, look, I've had enough.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They'll say, I've had enough, and they'll get a girl and take her seriously for a while. They'll be their main chick. But I've always said it. High status men, 9 out of 10 times, are going to fuck other girls regardless. Like, a lot of the times. Are there guys that are going to be monogamous? For sure. But out of possibility, if I lined up 100 high-value men that have options, whatever, athletes, celebs, whatever it may be, I would argue probably 95 of them are going to go out and smash other chicks on the side.
These are Derek Jeter's
women?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a who's who of women.
And I think women don't understand and or like that when I tell them that if you're going to have a high-value man, you're not going to have him to yourself. He's going to exercise options to have sex with other girls. So just make peace with it in your mind that you are going to, like, it's great. You have this status guy that's your boyfriend, but he's also going to have sex with other girls. And that's not that big a deal, honestly. Like, sex is not that big a deal for men. It's like taking a piss.
Patrick?
Yeah, no, so he's telling the story. It made me think about something. We were hanging out with Seattle Supersonic players, okay, years ago. I'm 25 years old, and they're telling stories. And he says, let me tell you what the life is like. What's the life like? Sean Kemp.
Gary Payton.
So let me tell you what the life is like. You go through, here's this city, here's that city, here's this city, here's this city, here's that city. And I said, so I got a question for you. What's that? Why do NBA players get married? Why, if you're a star, what are you getting married for? If you're a Hollywood star, what are you getting married for in your 20s? If you're a actress, what are you doing getting? If you're a star and you got limelight on you, the idea of you getting married, man, again, this is my opinion, that number needs to probably start with a 4. Not even a 2, not even a 3. It's probably more closer to 4. When we were in the military, like, why are you getting married in the military? It's not a good idea to get married in the military. Yeah. Why? You're going to go deploy for 18 months. Yep. What do you think you're doing? You're going to come back with a Popeye forearm on this side? Like, oh, look at this guy. Look a freaking bodybuilder. Hey.
The vision of that, yeah.
So, what is going to happen in 18 months? Like, so don't get married in the military. Yeah. 3 deployments. Oh, yeah, 3 deployments. What do you think happens in a situation like that? I think you gotta have a system for yourself as you get bigger. One of the best things look, I've been married 12 and a half years. Shoot, you look at my Instagram, it's as if being married is a bigger target than being single. Being married, it's more interest because Can I break you? Can I do this? There's a target for that.
Sure, for sure.
And your supporting cast is number one, not saying what the third guy says because you're a bigger, like that guy right there with the fork. So, but this is what I was going to tell you, is the supporting cast. Here's how our supporting cast works. I read a book one time from Billy Graham. This is back in the days in 60s, 70s, 80s, when all these pastors having stories with girls left and right. And he's like, wait a minute, what the hell are you guys doing? So Billy Graham said, listen, when we travel, we share rooms. He says, I used to do it with one of our guys. He says, now when I travel, we have to be in a room with three of us. And you're like, why would you do three? Why not just have a buddy? He says, because when it's just you and a friend, you can convince your friend, listen, no one's going to know.
Yeah.
He says, but when it's three of you, one is going to say, no, guys, we can't do this.
There'll be one voice of reason.
Yeah, he says one time they went into a hotel room. He says a girl was waiting in the room, half naked. He says, we just ran out. He said, we left it or we just ran out because, that's how stories are written. So you got to be careful nowadays. Yeah. There's a target on everybody. And the more you said you can be a target, the bigger of a target you really are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The more you say, it'll never happen to me. Oh, really? Oh, you're Mr. Perfect? No problem. Here's 88 people that are going to try to break that.
What they can't have, and that's why
bad boys are so attractive.
So it's funny. I made an Instagram post, right? It's clearly satirical here. I said I'm celibate. Yo, you would not believe the response I got on Instagram. Yo, they were like, really? I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to break that tonight.
Gonna break it.
Yo, dude, girls are going crazy. And I was like, yo, imagine if you were married, bro. How much target you are. Like you said earlier. It's crazy, bro.
Girls get mad, but I always say it, like, having other women makes you more attractive. There's a reason why women want to be in a VIP with a rapper when he has a bunch of other chicks there, or why you go on a music video set. Like, you see girls of different shapes, colors, and sizes. Like, men like variety. It's been that way since the beginning of time. And even if a guy has a main girl, he's gonna want to have, something different every now and then. Now, are all guys gonna be able to enact on it? No, probably not. But if you give a guy, I always say, you take the most loyal guy, give him $2 million, a fucking blue check on Instagram, a Lamborghini, and a mansion for a couple of weeks, he's probably gonna start smashing some chicks.
Best of luck.
If you enjoyed this short clip, click over here to watch another short clip. And if you want to watch the entire episode, the entire podcast, click here.